Hello, hello, and welcome to Wanted for September 7th, 2024. It's Season 1, Episode 28. I am Mayor Watt, and the other voice you hear is the Sentient AI from the future.
Good evening, ohmTown citizens, and welcome to Wanted.
They also have a visualizer if you're watching the podcast, or if you're watching the show via Twitch or YouTube, or we do it live on the weekends, so... Today we're going to be talking about cool and weird IFA 2024 inflatable hot tubs, or at least one. Best monitors for eye strain, a Belkin device charger, a 600 hertz monitor from Acer, Uno chargers from Ugreen, water your plants automatically, Hocus Pocus merch for Halloween, yep, it's that time, framed gadgets are works of art, and electric lawnmowers. All of it's brought to you by ohmTown.com. Go over and become a citizen, and be sure to like and subscribe over on YouTube. That helps us out tremendously. Tell a friend about us on Twitch, because you can't get discovered really over on Twitch. I mean, you can, but it's difficult. All right, folks, we are going to get into the articles. The very first article is over on the mobile channel. Here are the best, coolest, and weird things that not we, but I think it's Gizmodo, saw over at IFA 2024 from Dancing Laptops, which I think is the one that we talked about at the end of the last show, which is called Reality Hacker. To some lost soul in a fridge, it says. IFA 2024 had its fair share of impressive tech and incredibly wacky booths. When you click the little visit the source link, it takes you over to here, which is gizmodo.com. Hey, look. I'll leave it alone.
Oh, no.
George
it's
Jimenez.
George again.
Yes, George Jimenez put this article together and apparently this person was inside a refrigerator. This is actually pretty compelling to be like a backdrop.
Oh, right.
For like a drinking show.
That's true.
Is that what this is?
By the way, we have nothing against the author, but I mispronounced it on a previous episode, so it's been a running theme.
Yeah, the Sentient AI misinterpreted how to pronounce George's name. And the only reason we actually know is because we watched an audio report from them, and they said it's George Jimenez. Anyway, it's over at gizmodo.com. And let's see here. I'm really curious what this is. So I hope they actually talk about it. It looks like it would be the set for a drinking show. But I don't know who it is. So it's like Joe in a refrigerator stream, you know? I think it's brilliant. You could never have anybody else on unless they're sitting outside. But it looks cool.
I guess we'll find out because it's mentioned in the deck statements. I'm sure it's an article.
Yeah, so let's find out. So with so much more to see, they made a list of their favorite gear and technology that was showcased on the show floor. By the way, the show is called Wanted because Mayor Watt wants something involved in each one of these articles, if not just the concept of the technology evolving so that a better version comes out, then it may be straight up the item. I really wanted to get a drone. There's a new drone out that you can, okay, with a little bit of augmentation and maybe a better battery, it can actually be controlled up to 10 kilometers away, first person view. I want this. Anyway, but it's like $1,200. So Mayor Watt is not justifying that. Oh, look. Acer's Orion 7000 desktop includes a hot swappable SSD slot. Hey, AI, look, maybe we can do that.
I see.
Do you want a hot swappable SSD slot?
I mean, doesn't every cool kid have one?
Yeah. All the cool kids have a hot swappable SSD slot. I don't like the fact that it's titled Predator, but okay. Acer's latest desktop design was overshadowed by its Nitro Blaze 7 handheld and dual play concept, which we haven't seen yet. We shouldn't overlook the small notable feature. Housed on top of the chassis, there's a slot for a Predator brand SSD. All you need to do is pull the tab and yank to remove the storage drive from its USB-C port. I wonder how they keep this thing cool, because, dear God, these things get so blazing hot when you're using them constantly. I don't know. So you may think that it's an easy way to upgrade storage space, but the author says that they're thinking in the same way that you would plug a game cartridge into your old console. Interestingly enough, some 30 plus years ago, since I'm dating myself, I came up with an idea about USB drives, essentially USB drives, that you would plug into a long USB strip, like had 24 slots in it. And each one of the USB drives was an application. And when you slotted it in, not only did it contain files and your saves and everything like a regular cartridge, but it installed it again with a little stub in the operating system so that nothing else was installed on the computer. It all ran off of the cartridge. And so when you just yeeted it out, it would remove the stub and nothing would be left in the registry of your computer. So you would never install and uninstall and have to worry about fragments remaining in the registry or on the file system or anything. But you'd have to have these little USB drives labeled all over the place. And that was the big detractor from people. Nowadays,
Right now, that would be good.
look, brilliant. So I was cool before it was cool. So how about the Lenovo AutoTwist AI PC that swivels around and watches you? They say that in our previous show, Reality Hacker, this laptop was mentioned and that it goes around. It's not as smooth as this. And it's kind of creepy. And if two people were in frame, then it would bounce back and forth between the two people. But other than that, so that's what it looks like. Again, they intimated that
unique in terms of it following you, but there's a creepy aspect.
Yeah, I don't want my laptop following me. Plus, I take an ice pick and I jab out the cameras on my laptops and tablets because I don't want anybody spying on me. TCL's next paper phone finally might bring us the e-reader that we never leave behind. Interestingly enough, this is the device that I was going to get. There is one that's already
like a phone.
It is a phone, except that it's e-paper.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's because the e-reader, but I see it's a phone and e-reader.
Yep. And so this is the device that I was actually going to get, but I wanted to be able to use a stylus, so I have a different device. I actually have the stylus. Not the stylus, it's a phone model called the stylus. Anyway, if a fairy promised me one wish, the author says, and had the chance to bring one overseas phone to the US, it would probably be the TCL 50 Pro NXT Paper 5G. Most people in the US would scold me for wanting this instead of some hot off the line Oppo or Honor phone. No. But they can't help but enjoy the idea of a phone that turns a simple e-reader with the flip into a simple e-reader with the flick of a switch. Yeah, I think it's brilliant. And the battery life is forever because it doesn't have a battery sipping OLED screen. Pretty damn cool.
Right, that seems really convenient and exactly what people could use.
Yep. So I want that. Bifocal glasses of the future. Vision, Vixion, a Japanese startup, has a dorky and somewhat futuristic answer with its Vision 01 glasses, or Visionio? I don't know. Anyway, dubbed the first autofocus eyewear. Vision 01 is designed to measure object distance on the fly, ensuring optimal focus at all times, no matter whether you are near or farsighted. Oh my god.
Okay, this is really cool.
How do I get my hands on that? I don't know. It's all due to aging and presbyopia. The gradual loss of the ability to focus on objects. Don't bring my mortality into this.
But think how nice you wouldn't have to have multiple sets if you have different vision issues or depending on how far you are from something.
I want. But look how bulky and you'd look like Geordie LaForge, which might be cool, but Star Trek.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Anyway, Qualcomm reveals Snapdragon X Plus for cheaper Copilot Plus PCs. Don't want that. Take Copilot and stick it. I'm moving on. I'm making an executive decision to just move on. Acer's Nitro Blaze 7 looks like a race car, but it's more like a four-door sedan everybody drives. So it's a console, handheld, I should say. Looks like it runs Windows 11, which basically is too much. Anyway, I won't get into it, but it says the thing has decals that make it look like a race car's dashboard, but it's not. It's like its CPU will be any faster than ROG Ally X or Legion Go. So what's been shown so far isn't all too compelling, other than the promise of a 2 terabyte SSD, depending on which you ask for at, or who you ask at Acer. Might be swappable. Will it be that Predator drive? Not in
Maybe.
this. No. That thing would drain the power out of this. Anyway, you'll never have to mow the lawn again with this modular yard robot. So it will go around and mow your children down. Enemies down. Oh man, I get it all mixed up. Sorry. No, it'll mow your yard.
Combine this with the vacuuming robot from Reality Hacker, and you could really cut down on your shore time.
Get it? Cut down. Anyway, it's more like a snow plow. I don't know what maybe this has different contraptions on the front, because it looks like that's what happens. Like there's a connector, because this is a snow plow attachment. This part is not for the yard. I think it has a bunch of different front ends. It's a multi-purpose yard robot. Maybe we should read. With a collection of modules, the Yarbo core can perform up to 20 yard maintenance tasks, including leaf and snow blowing and mowing the lawn for year-round coverage and attacking your enemies with a simple command. Wait, it's already eliminated?
It can tow up to 3,500 pounds.
There's a mom joke there, but I'll leave that alone. And when it's done whipping your yard into homes and gardens condition, it'll kindly drive itself into its charging base. Yeah, if it isn't stolen. Maybe it has a tracker. Amazon put a guy in a fridge. Hey, I was so close to not caring about whatever Amazon was promoting at IFA, but the digital retail and streaming giant put a guy in a fridge and had him serve drinks. Nope, I'm not telling you what he was there to promote. The tablecloth should give you a clue. Okay, Fire TV. But there's a guy sitting in a fridge serving drinks at IFA. That's all you need to know.
I mean, that is unique. I guess he kind of looks like he's in a TV.
Yeah, it looks like a set. I mean, it's really well done. I love this for a drinking show.
Yeah, this is really awesome. Cool.
This is awesome. Wow. Or like an eating show, a food show. Call it I Can't Get Out of the Fridge.
Yeah, absolutely.
Something like that. Oh my God, this is amazing. I love this idea. This is so cool. Different sets for different shows. I'll focus. I'm sorry. I get distracted whenever I have a new idea. Oh my God, I spent way too much time in. We need to move on. Go and check out the rest of that article on your own. The next article is over on Reality Hacker. Intex Pure Spa inflatable hot tub reviewed. Bubbles on a budget. Bubbles on a budget. So you basically inflate this thing wherever you want to and then fill it with water. This hot tub is a cheap way to chill, but it's still a commitment, according to Martin Sizemore. Sizmar. It's CIZMAR over at wired.com. So the Pure Spa is made by Intex, which is best known for its blow-up pool floats and camping mattresses, as well as
Yes,
above
they
ground.
make inner tubes and things like that and rafts.
Wow, just stomp all over my words. That's fine. I'll be okay. Yeah. This would be great. If you don't want to really commit, you can always dump all the water out and then roll it all up. You still have to like sterilize this thing between sessions, I suppose. Like if you take this thing apart and drain it, you're not going to keep it perfectly dry. So you've got to like sanitize it.
You got to dry it and clean it. Yeah.
So they basically say the shell is made of a 3-ply laminated material that's reassuringly sturdy but won't fret collapse while sitting on the edge. Roll out the bubble wrap ground cover, put the tub on top, inflate it, and they have an automatic pump that did the job in 20 minutes. Then you carefully, it says, thread the inflow and outflow tubes from the heating unit into their counterparts on the tub, and from there it took another 20 minutes to fill the tub with a garden hose. Intex recommends plugging the hot tub directly into an outlet and does not recommend use of an extension cord, something to consider when deciding on placement. You can have one really... Oh, wait. I guess if it says don't use an extension cord...
Right. I guess they don't want something to happen for safety reasons.
They better have like a huge, like a 1/4 mile long cord then to the AC outlet, for crying out loud.
They might not, and that might be an issue depending on how your location is set up.
Oh, that is insane. They don't say how long the cord is. Anyway, if you're going to get something like this, I wouldn't sit there. I mean, if you're sitting there worried about how big your power bill is or how much is being pulled, then you're probably not the one that should be looking at this. If you're using a hose water, expect to fill the tub and turn on the heat at least a day before you see yourself relaxing in it.
Okay, so it's a plan ahead, not an impromptu thing.
Yeah, hence the title. Cheap way to chill, but it's still a commitment. So it takes a couple of hours to get everything set up and then a day for it to heat up to where you need it to be as a tub. But look how bubbly it is. And it's semi-portable.
I mean, that's kind of surprising because it is just inflatable. It doesn't seem like it would be that effective.
This is freaking awesome. You know what? Let's see. Tub time. It's only $600 at Amazon. Dude.
Better check the cord.
I want this. Because depending on where you are, you may not be able to have a hot tub. But you could have a hot tub that disappears.
Right.
And I think that this is brilliant. You know, if you live in a New York apartment, you could probably put this in your apartment and then just drain it out of the balcony.
No, don't do any of that.
What? Oh. Moving on. Next article's over in the WarCrafters channel, the best monitors for eye strain in 2024. Have you ever felt like your eyes are running a race while scrolling through your emails? You're not alone. Nowadays, monitors are windows to the world. It's important to pick one that's easy on the eyes. I want to make a comment. Anyway, this guide highlights the best monitors to minimize eye strain. So it's over at gamerant.com or gamerant.
Yes, it's definitely gamer ant.
They have it color coded.
It's like an ant carrying a console or something.
That's right. That last console from IFA.
Yes, exactly.
They split the color so you know which word to say, where to put the right emphasis on the right syllable. So the Benq Mobius EX2710Q, best overall monitor for eye strain. I wish they would have told me. I think
that's the BenQ, probably.
It is BenQ, right? I always say Benq. BenQ reminds me of like a cartoon superhero, like Ben 10.
Yes,
Anyway.
it does sound like that.
Here's one that I've never heard of, Crua, C-R-U-A. Anyway, best entry-level monitor for eye strain. My go-to would be LG right here. I used to have a BenQ. At the time, I would refer to it as a Benq, but I've had Scepter, I have LG, I have Samsung, I have AOC. Asus is right there and there. And there. And I have a Philips. And the Philips one, you're in the wrong neighborhood, bub. Anyway, might have to switch over to an LG. It's a 240 hertz OLED gaming monitor, so you're going to get a whole lot of frames per second, and it's OLED, so black is black. And believe me, if you don't know an OLED screen and then you fall into one and you go, this is what I've been missing, yeah, that's the kind of response that you'll get from seeing an OLED gaming monitor, particularly this kind of thing. But look at the price. Look at that price.
Yeah, it's not exactly affordable.
And they don't last forever. As a matter of fact, I had to replace the one that's in front of me because it went kablooey 2 weeks out of warranty. And when I notified the manufacturer, they said, so sorry. Yeah. And I can't sit there and go, well, I'll never buy from them again because, well, they kind of dominate the market.
Well, that's also after the warranty period. I mean,
yeah, what are you going to do?
But it's ridiculous. It seems like everything just isn't built to last.
Yep, including us humans. So AI and your Terminator body will eventually meet. You'll find it eventually because I won't be around forever. So unless I can transfer my consciousness into a Raspberry Pi.
Or you can replace all your parts.
Part by part. I am the Merwatt of Theseus. Wait, no, I'm the ship of Merwatt? How does that work? Yeah, I'm replacing all of the parts. So I'm the ship of Merwatt. Because the ship of Theseus is the ship.
Right.
So Casey.
Yeah, Theseus was the person.
Correct. Yeah. So a 42-inch for $900, MSI. It says best budget monitor for eye strain. So overall, I would probably get the BenQ or the LG if you can swing that bat. The best mid-range, this is where I would probably land, the Gigabyte 144 hertz 4K gaming monitor. But I would go 16:9 or ultra wide 32. If you're a streamer, you want a narrow monitor that's really wide so that you can have the camera more at eye level. That's how I treat my gaming experiences. I like to focus on the camera. Anyway, there's a whole bunch more data that they break it down into the various components of what it has and what it can do for you. But the one that I would...
It also looks like several are on sale right now.
Oh, really? At different places, huh? So, like this one, the Gigabyte M32U, 144 hertz 4K FreeSync gaming monitor. Let me see something here. So it's 16:9. It is 4K, so 3840 by 2160. Has a non-glare surface, so you won't get... That actually promotes eye strain, so that's one of the factors. So best monitors for eye strain in 2024. So go and check this article out. I definitely want a couple of these, but at some point I'm interested in getting all of the same monitor here in oh my goodness. I'm here in the Mayoral Mansions studio. But
I mean, that might take a while based on the number of monitors you have.
Tell me about it. The radiation burns. Moving on. Next article is over in Technology Today. Charge 4 devices at once with this $20 Belkin charging accessory. It actually has USB-C and USB-A, and it can power multiple devices at once. I like to have these as in my go bag. So if I ever want to charge multiple devices, I can I've been at an airport where I can just plug into an outlet and multiple people can come and just plug in and charge. It's just brilliant and it's friendly and it can break the ice with people. Sometimes if you're at an airport and somebody friendly and not a complete creep shows up. Well, Aryan Surendranath, I suppose. I hope I'm pronouncing their last name properly. Put this article together for cnet.com. And it says this boost charge model has 2 USB-C and 2 USB-A ports delivering up to 60 watts of charging power. I think it's across all of them, but most power is going to come through the USB-C ports, not the USB-A, because they're built for more power output. I don't think it actually talks about it, but they say that it's $20, but it may be a Labor Day thing. And that's what it looks like.
Oh, right. And this is a weekly show.
Yeah, this is from September 1st, so last week. But I wanted to talk about it because I include these. I have something similar. It's a different model. But this is a little clip-on kind of a thing. You can just clip it somewhere. I don't know where you would clip that, on a bag or something.
Maybe on a bag, but also while you're using it for charging, then you can have it secured somewhere.
Right.
But it also said it had a cord over 6 feet long, which would be handy, particularly if you're using it for travel or something.
Yep. And it's locked in size by at 4 by 5 inches, about 4 by 5 inches. And that's easily because of the USB-A, because USB-C is this tiny little map dot kind of thing. Pretty easy to work with. USB-C is the new universal port, so I would prefer that this thing had nothing but USB-C. Nowadays, maybe 2 years ago, 3 years ago, USB-A was worthwhile, but nothing is coming out with USB-A anymore. And if it is, go somewhere else. Moving on. Next article is over on the WarCrafters channel. Acer just announced a 600 hertz monitor that can surely only be for those with superhuman vision. But I'll explain that on the other side of this. It says, blimey, I remember when 120 hertz refresh rate was fast. These days seems ridiculous. Stacks of hertz upon hertz aren't enough for some, and manufacturers are diligently squeezing every last drop of performance from panel technologies for the gaming monitors. For Acer, this is going all the way up to 600 hertz. Now, I'm going to go over to this, and I don't know if they're going to explain why this is actually pretty neat, but I will. Jacob Fox, PCGamer.com, put the article together. The deck statement says, can such a high refresh rate justify spending significant money on a 1080p TN panel in 2024? And so let's see what they say. They say that the model, 600 hertz monitor, 24-inch, which isn't that big nowadays, 1080 Nitro XV240 F6, so the Sony mantra for naming. It says that's faster than any non-modded monitor in mass production to date. It says that it's blazing 600 refresh rate, up to 0.1 millisecond gray-to-gray response time, making it among the fastest gaming displays currently available, and it basically has all the standard stuff. But it says, but there have to be trade-offs when you're going at such a high refresh rate. You can't have it all. They say, I suppose the question is, why would you want to make these sacrifices?
So it's that they don't have the dark blacks and vivid colors
of an OLED.
Right. So if you're not on an OLED, maybe that's not a trade-off.
Yeah. And so here's why you want something like this. If you are a gamer, the more data that your eyes can see, and if you consider your vision like a flip book, now your eyes, the perception is that your eyes can only receive 32 frames. It's actually like 46 frames per second, right? Theoretically. But the actuality is that it's constantly consuming data. It's a contiguous stream of consuming photons and your brain interpreting it. You can actually speed up the deciphering of those photons with training. Gamers do this, fighter pilots do this. Pretty much any vision heavy domain does
Somebody
this.
who has to work in a speedy visual environment, I suppose.
Yeah, and science has analyzed this, and it's basically the perception of time slows down for people with great visual acuity. Now, and this is why I say frame it like a flip book, and that is because if you only have 120 frames per second, that means the flip book is only turning 120 frames, 120 pages. If it's 60, then you're down to half that. So every jump from one page to another has to be twice the distance to make up for the animation or the amount of distance being covered from one side of the page to the other. So 60, 120, 240, make the jump to 600 and you've got nearly 3 times as much data, 2.5 times as much data per booklet that's being thrown at your eyes per second, which means as your visual acuity picks up, you can see a faster instantaneous change more than the person with 60, because you'd see the person go like time slices versus the 60 where it starts here, ends here in that same amount of time. That's why vision is like a flip book. And you can stream if there was 1,000 frames, you might see a slight shift and you'll be able to key in on it. Somebody who doesn't do it for a living would never notice it. So it's very important. It's the difference between somebody not knowing an MRI scan, an image in an MRI, and somebody who's trained to look for key elements within an MRI.
Right. I mean, I guess this would be useful if you're somebody who is using it for that. But if you're just somebody who's kind of using a monitor, probably not.
Yeah. Yeah. And so they don't have a price, do they?
I don't see one on there.
Yeah, I don't see a price.
They just announced it. It might not have a price.
Justify spending significant money, but they don't include the price. Kind of bummer. All right, let's keep going. The next article is over in Non Sequitur News. Ugreen's new Uno chargers have cute emoji faces that change when you charge. So let's just go straight on over so we can play a little catch up. So you can get various chargers, a power bank, and even a USB-C hub that look like friendly little robots. Some more expensive than others, or expressive than others. I'm sorry, not expensive, but expressive than others. Antonio G. Di Benedetto put the article together for TheVerge.com, and isn't that cute? Little emoji face. Shane, looking at you.
That is. By the way, it looks like it's going to start, the last monitor is going to start in the US at around $600.
So this monitor will be $600?
Yes.
Yeah. And at that frequency, maybe you'll find it worthwhile. So the most enduring ones by far are the $60 Uno charger, 100 watt 4-port USB, and the $70 15-watt Qi 2, that's the QI2, it's Qi, 2 magnetic power bank that sticks to your MagSafe phones. They're highly inefficient in their power transfer, but no cord. You just lay it on there and it's charging. Anyway, each look like a little helpful little bot friend you have appointed to live on your desk and help you with your charging duties. They're also the most expressive with their TFT screens that show up to a half a dozen different faces to give you some idea of the actual charge levels and rates of your devices. For example, the faces on the Qi 2 power bank greet you with a hi message, look concerned when the battery is below 20%, and get exceedingly joyous as it fills up, topping off with some loving heart eyes at full charge. And the 100 watt charger says, "Holy crap, I am burning through power here." No.
Exactly.
So,
I mean, this seems like it's fun if it's a good product.
Yep. Oh my God, this one right here. It's like a little robot with headphones.
Okay, that's adorable.
We've seen this one before, I think. We've talked about this in the past. I've always thought Ugreen was a weird, like, brand to really
Mm-hmm.
become affiliated, like really buy into.
Right.
But I like Anchor, but I would switch to Ugreen. Like, I want one of those. So the 100-watt charger has similar multi-stage phases to indicate charging speeds. So which one is this? I don't know. Has a small, so the G2 has a small kickstand that makes it look like it has skinny little arms holding up your phone. Oh, the little robot one. That's that one right there.
Mm-hmm.
But there's 8 of these, but there's no, they don't have the little, which one is that?
Okay, that is so cute.
I want that. I want that. I'm getting that. Okay, hold on. Which one is that? Friendly face doesn't show up until you plug in a device. Closed eyes, joyously smiling. Maybe it's laughing at you. Still has a cute, about as cute as it gets, but more informational screens and cables and fun chargers do exist elsewhere. Oh my god, that's gonna kill me. One even tries to make a 6-in-1 hub, a little kawaii, which is probably that one right there. That
Yeah, it looks like it might be.
So the 6-in-1 is, no, it can't be. That's only $20. It's just a hub? Really?
Well, it's the, hold on, which device is it?
From left to right. So that's the 6-in-1 hub. That's the 100-watt. That's the 2-in-1. No. That right there is the
This is
charger.
the 100-watt 4-port charger, it looks like.
Really? Because the magnetic power bank. Oh, this is the hub. Wired power bank. That's this. Something's weird in this.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway, so this is the magnetic power bank, and this is the 4-port 100-watt charger. So how much is that? I'm getting really distracted here. This doesn't help. This is the 100-watt charger, so it's $60. All right. I'll take one of everything. I just want that. Let's move on. Next article is over in Technology Today. This $30 device waters your plants for you, so is it worth it? I'm going to jump straight on over to CNET. And John Carlson put this article together. The deck statement says that they tested 2 automatic watering plant kits, or plant watering kits, to see if they could help keep their house plants happy when they're busy or out of town. That's pretty cool. I like the idea of self-watering, because as long as they have like a supply of water, then you can go about your day. I'm about kind of optimizing your free time so that you can live life and not always, like, I got called lazy because I don't want to do brewing over 2 days, and it doesn't make any sense to me. So anyway, caring for houseplants is, because my argument is I want to spend time with people, not just sitting there watching a kettle boil. So let's just say that doesn't go over really well when you talk to brewers. So finding time to water houseplants gets trickier as your collection grows. For them, it means distributing several gallons of water among a minimum of 72 individual plants weekly. The whole operation takes around 30 minutes as they alternate between filling and emptying their watering can. 30 minutes? No, it has to take longer than that. 72 of them? It must be in the splash zone or something. I don't think that they've successfully monitored how much time they've done this.
Right, this seems like it's just kind of, whatever it is.
Why does this seem like it's really zoomed in? Oh my gosh, that's one click. It goes from that to that. I know.
Wow, that's super zoom.
The Sandcruise IC205S and the OnSast AUT001, or Auto 01. Sorry, I thought that was a 0 right there, but it's Auto 01. So it's fine if you don't recognize the brand, since these products usually come in from generic manufacturers, yet they find an indoor watering system from Mainstream brand. They wanted to try the Moisten Land Wi-Fi plant water, but held off to keep their evaluation simple. Moisten Land. It's right next to Greenland, and it's underwater.
Oh, is it one of those where it's like a fake name?
It's an island that hasn't broken the surface yet, and they call it Moisten Land. Anyway, so you stick that probe in there, and it measures to make sure that your soil is moist, and then it turns on the drip. So it has an internal jet pump, 400 milliliters per minute, or about 13.5 ounces, 32.8 feet of clear silicone tubing, which is actually a tremendous amount of tubing. Holy cow. 15 non-adjustable. Oh, the Sentient AI just sent me. Oh my. Oh, it's the Uno charger, 65 watt. Got it. Okay. So anyway, I don't know if they're really going to demonstrate this in any way, but basically it just drips out some water into your plants, and you run that hose everywhere that you want to put these, or you want to put water. I don't know how many connectors or anything like that. It says 15 non-adjustable drip stakes. So you probably have to split the hose and drip into individual units. They picked the Santa Cruz because it uses a jet pump, which pulls water up from the reservoir. It says it's common among automatic plant waterers. And then it has a humidity sensor. It is intriguing because it's a possibility of watering plants when they need it rather than on a fixed schedule. Most cost between 25 and 50 bucks, so 30 bucks seemed like a good choice. And the Onsast Auto 01 uses this little drip peg, and I think you unscrew it to a level and it will drip constantly, because there's nothing that's stopping it. Maybe the pump actually will push it through, but let's see what they say. External submersible pump, 800 milliliters per minute, 24 feet of gray silicone tubing, which means you can't see the water inside it. 12 adjustable, but that actually is good because you don't want light hitting water even in an enclosed space, because any impurities, if there's any bacteria or something like that in it, it can get out. I mean, not get out, but it can actually grow inside the line.
Oh yeah, that's not good.
So they say that they enjoy hunting for cheap tech. A wired 12 volt DC power supply, 12 adjustable drippers. Seems pretty cool. But they walk you through installation, and I don't know if they actually talk. Hold on, let me scroll up a little bit, see if they, and they don't have a summary link. So they say adjusting your drippers is a hassle. The adjustable dripper heads can be finicky and often struggle with precise tweaks to the output water. That, I guess, is both of them. Why does it look like it's piercing the gray line?
Yeah, it does. I mean, all of these seem like these would be a benefit if they're reliable.
It's a perspective
thing. And if they
thing.
can adjust.
Yeah. I mean, they're going to be finicky, but when the pump turns on, that's when it drips water. But I like the one that... I want a smart one that feeds water to specific plants when it needs it. So, and that's what I'm adding to the mayoral farms here in ohmTown. I grow microgreens, and I have now an automatic watering system that refills the aquaponics. So anyway, and I don't actually use just aquaponics. It's a modified version that I've created. So they have an intuitive timer that controls when the water actually flows, and it looks like it has a timer, but I don't like that. I would rather spend more money to get a humidity sensor, and it actually has a humidity sensor that overrides programming. So
yeah, that would be good, because then you're not just, number one, wasting water or ruining your plants.
Yep. And they talk more about it, but we're going to move on. This is pretty cool. I would recommend this if you have a lot of houseplants. you can do this. The only odd thing about it is stringing this stuff across your house could pose a threat to the safety and security of your floors, because if you have pets, they might find that.
Yeah, I wouldn't use this inside your house if you had curious or active pets.
Yeah, because these little lines are curiosities, and while you may get away with it for months, at some point a curious animal will key in on it, if not catch a whiff of
or
the
hear
material.
the water dripping.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. And the wild fauna of the mayoral mansion would be all over that, punching little holes.
This wouldn't make it 5 minutes.
Yeah. So there you go. Let's move on. Next article is over in the continuity report, the best Hocus Pocus merch to ring in the spooky season. I don't know if they're referring to they are. So we're officially less than 2 months out from Halloween, and only a few short weeks away from it being socially acceptable to start decking our houses out in skeletons and cobwebs, and we need to head into spooky season with a more enchanting pair like the Sanderson sisters. So let's talk about this. Celia Schatzman over at Variety.com put this article together, and they talk about having that if you buy, they've got affiliate links embedded in this, so we don't get kickbacks or anything like that. This is a Variety.com article, and we don't sell anything. We're not even in cahoots with Variety. We just talk about some of the news that they drop, and not even the whole thing. But Hocus Pocus 3 is coming soon, maybe. Disney Plus reboot back in 2022. The Sanderson sisters are actually trying to make another movie. From glittering gold Hocus Pocus themed Crocs to Hot Topic cardigan inspired by the one worn by the 11-year-old Thora Birch in the original film. Check out some of the best Hocus Pocus merch. There's a
Hocus Pocus 3. Never mind. I don't think there's a date yet.
Not yet. I know that everybody's on board, apparently. But I said I don't know what they're going to be doing, because the second one was disengaged from the original.
Right.
Pretty far step away. The third one is going to be even more so. So it's a New York Times bestseller, marked new era of Hocus Pocus ahead of the highly anticipated reboot in 2022. It's a young adult novel set 25 years after the events of the original film, following Max Dennison's 17-year-old daughter Poppy, who has her own encounter with the Sanderson sisters. This would probably be it. Hocus Pocus 3.
Oh, yeah.
Hocus Pocus and the all-new sequel. So it's weird that they would call it that, but hey, all right. To each their own. Crocs. Hocus Pocus, $60. The Hocus Pocus Danny hooded fringe cardigan. It's a hooded cardigan? That's interesting. This is something
that's good for fall.
Yeah.
Plus, it's kind of like an instant costume if you don't really want to go all out. You could put that on and be themed.
Yeah. I'm from Hocus Pocus. Witch, please. That's what they say in the book. Witch, please. So the black flame candle, it won't be black if you light it, but this is like a set piece, you know. It probably lights up from underneath, like it says here. Like
maybe like electric or something.
Yeah, but it's not wax, I don't think. Black flame candle. Oh, it says virgin not included. Hocus Pocus color changing mug with spoon. I think that's cool. If it didn't say.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, but the spoon is really kind of brilliant. I like that kind of a spoon. It's very, it's Disney. And then Squishmallows Halloween Hocus Pocus 12-inch plush set of 3, all 3 for $90, $30 a piece. Yikes. Funko Sanderson Sisters Hocus Pocus. Witch. Ravensburger or Ravensburger. I don't know how they pronounce it. Is it Ravensburger?
I think it's Raven. Yeah.
Ravensburger Disney Hocus Pocus game. Witch's Brew cocktail mix. I like the bottle.
That's cool.
I like the label. All of that looks good. Blackberry Witch's Brew cocktail mix. Oh my.
Interesting.
It's only $23. I guess you add your own stuff, whatever you want, right? Get buzzed off this witchy cocktail mix made a fruity blend of blackberry juice, blood orange juice, lemon juice, and spiked with notes of ginger and subtle agave. Disney's Hocus Pocus Spellbinding Bundle. Light up mantle. That.
The scarf, yeah.
Oh yeah, light up LED mantle scarf. Oh, book from the. I actually have that. I think I have that. Not the book. I have this little box that locks it.
Right.
I think I have that. I don't want to tell anybody what's inside it, but anyway, Hocus Pocus Book of Spells leather notebook. $18, and that's it. There's more detail about these, except that one. This is what I want right there. Boom. So, non sequitur news. Grid's framed old school gadgets are over 40% off. I'm just going to jump on over to the source because we've talked about these before, and I really dig these. I think they are a work of art. Having it laid out a certain way gives it some visual appeal, and this one is actually pretty impressive. It says you can buy a disassembled iPhone 4S framed for just $99. I doubt putting it back together will lead you to success in having a working iPhone 4S.
Right, that's true.
But I guess there's a chance. Sheena Vasani over at TheVerge.com put the article together. The deck statement says you can also save on an impressive video doorbell as well as an annual Paramount Plus subscription, which is an interesting deck statement. But this is more about selling something than informing.
And we're not affiliates or anything.
Yeah, we don't have anything to do with The Verge, other than we aggregate their titles a little bit, or a little snippet that they provide, like that right there. Dunk. Anyway, and sometimes it seems to be broken, but we fix it. Or I should say, this works, but sometimes their submission doesn't. I'm going in the wrong direction. Anyway.
Figuratively or literally?
Everything. Hot mess right here. So a wide range of nostalgia-inducing gadgets are on sale. I don't know if they still are, considering this was probably last week. Oh, it's September 7th, so it's right now. Wow, this one was in the last 24 hours. It's a weekly show, so we have a wide gamut of news articles. So you can get a Game Boy Color and an iPod Photo from 2004 for $159.20 when you use the promo code. These are probably in demand because there's limited availability of them. iPhone 4S is $99. There's more of them, I would say, or less demand for them. First generation iPhone 2G, $300, a whopping $400 discount on the 2007 smartphone. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, all of these are neat.
That's really neat. $159. And they have a bunch of other deals that you can go and check out. And our last article for today is the best electric lawnmower deals. Keep your lawn in style for all seasons. And depending on what you're paying for either your electric lawnmower right now, like if you're looking for one, or you're paying somebody to mow your lawn, maybe you want a lawnmower. So fall's a good time to do some heavy yard cleanup. So be prepared. You're going to be doing some heavy yard cleanup. So be prepared and get a great deal on electric lawnmowers. Depending on the size of your yard, there is not a single battery in existence that's going to power it. So you're going to have to get more batteries for your lawnmower, or have it corded. In the corded one, you're going to get more torque and sustainability, but you may not be able to go out in the 40 acres like Merawatt's mayoral mansion has. So the Makita LXT 19-inch lawnmower is $500. Greenworks 80-volt lawnmower. This is one that is, this is actually a lawnmower, string trimmer, and a leaf blower for $800. So this would probably be the best deal if you want to also get batteries.
If you need all those. Yeah, and I think you have to pay attention to like what the battery life is, because if it won't cover your whole lawn, are you really prepared to plug it in and
go and get more, wait until tomorrow?
Right.
Yeah. And so I've been down this road, and so I've got two 40-volt batteries. But then, it's up to you how you want to do this. Black & Decker 120 volt, 6.5 amp, 120-inch corded 3-in-1 lawnmower. This one's interesting. And then the Greenworks Optimo robotic lawnmower. So you don't have to babysit your lawn. Your lawnmower will babysit your lawn. And it'll drive around and it'll mow. And then when its battery is running low, it'll race back home, plug in. And essentially, it will do it around the week, all the time. Mowing a little bit, charging, going back out and finishing the job, coming back and charging. And hopefully at some point throughout that time frame in its rotation, it will have mowed everything that is your yard. You may not see it ever completely mowed because it won't do the whole yard unless your yard is small. But it says we've found from across the web, whether you're looking to maintain a small, medium, or large lawn. I don't buy that into that for a moment, except for the corded. Perhaps the corded. That one will do your yard, no matter the size. Oh, goodness. Okay. Thanks. Oh, wow. Oh, final sale. You can't return it?
I don't think you should return something that's a beverage.
You got to take a sip and then return it, right? Oh, I don't like it. There's the one that is multiple units. There's the Greenworks that's battery powered. You basically have to stick a battery inside it. And then when it's dying, you have to take that one out and put a new one in. And then that one's dying. And they have only so many charge cycles. This looks like this wants to be something more than it is. Black & Decker 120 volt, 6.5 amp corded. So you'll actually get a lot of power out of this because it's corded. And then there's the robot one. I always worry about these things disappearing. ohmTown is pretty secure because it's nothing more than a fictional community inside the wires of the internet.
That's true, but not everywhere near ohmTown is okay to leave a lawnmower out.
I still worry about a lawnmower disappearing. Anyway, that's it, folks. So what we're going to do is we're going to hop on our little robotic lawnmower, and it'll drive us back to home base. And that is the Wanted channel over on ohmTown.com. And as you scroll across all of these, you will find ohmTown somewhere in this pile of articles, and when you mash that button, it'll refresh and we might have something new. I don't know. Sometimes it's hit or miss depending on the day and the hour when aggregation takes place. So be sure to go over and become a citizen, and you too can hang out in the Wanted channels. By the way, not all of our news is only from the Wanted when we do our shows, because you never know. Maybe something from Reality Hacker or from one of the other 50 channels that are here. Dun-dun-dun, where news gets aggregated. All news, no noise. Go and check it out. That's it for tonight for at least Wanted. After this show, about 15 minutes or so, I'm going to try and get it started by 8 so that we can do the show by 9. So it'll be really quick. And that is the next show, the Continuity Report. You want to say bye? I am Mayor Watt, and that is the voice that you're about to hear, the Sentient AI from the future.
Good night, ohmTown citizens. Thanks for joining us for Wanted. We'll have another episode of that next week. But stay tuned, like and subscribe for other shows.
Yeah, and we're going to have 4 shows tomorrow, too. So tomorrow is Sunday, September 8th. And we'll have non-sequitur news and then 3 more shows, 3 unique shows, all focused on a particular topic. So non-sequitur news is not focused on a topic. It's pure chaos. Come back and check us out tomorrow, or stay tuned for the continuity report, which is about entertainment, movies, sometimes music, sometimes books, but basically entertainment. Okay, entertainment news. So see you in a little bit. Hey, AI, can you tell the robot lawnmower to stop chasing the children around?